Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do my everyday look. It's just perfect, I love it. This is just something that I like to do on a regular basis. Obviously, I go to school looking like a bum half the time, but when I wanna look like a girl, this is what I do. So if you wanna see how I got this look, then keep on watching. So first things first, I already have my moisturizer on my face. So what I do first is I always put on my foundation first, which you can do this in whatever order that you want to do it in. This is just always how I do it. So I'm using the Lancome Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. It's in 320 Bisque W. I actually got this as a sample because I was a member of Influencer, so they sent this to me for free. So I use a beauty blender and you just dampen it, make sure it's damp. I usually add 2 to 3 pumps on here and then you just put it all over your face. You want to make sure that you're dabbing it in rather than brushing it in all over everywhere, because this just helps it sink into your skin better. I feel like it lasts longer also. Also make sure you blend it down on your neck and make sure you always get right here. I hate when people miss this. It's just, I don't know, something that I always notice. Like they have white ears. I actually really like this foundation. It blends out so nicely. Okay, so once that is done, I like to go in with my concealer. I use this Rimmel Match Perfection in Fair Light Neutral. It seems a little bit light, but I've been kind of on the more pale side. I haven't really gotten that much sun. So I just put some in a triangle like this. Then I put some on my forehead and down my nose. I just have to concentrate on that so hard because I can't ever get a straight line. I go to art school and I can't even get a straight line on my nose. Anyway, so now I'm going to use my beauty blender and just blend that out. PSA, I make so many ugly faces while I'm doing this, it's ridiculous. Okay, I like to set my under eyes right away because if I don't, I will definitely start to get creasing. I use the Laura Mercier powder. Basically, I just get it on my beauty blender like that, and I set my under eyes. To go in and do my eyebrows. So I do my eyebrows in steps. I like to do the brows section first, and then after I'm done with all of my bronzer and highlighter and all of that, I like to go back and do the gel over top. I like to do the bottom line first, just so I can define out where the bottom of my brow will be. And then I just fill in the rest. Make sure you use a light hand. Okay, so once I had the bottom line, I just started filling in randomly in my brow. I'm not one of those people who likes to have such a sharp cut. I don't want to have brows that could cut you, you know? So I'm just gonna start finding my bare spots and then filling them in. Then I just use the spoolie to help blend out that original bottom line that I made, just so it's less sharp. Okay, so this is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette. Don't kill me, it's limited edition. They don't have it anymore, but the 2 shades that really matter that I use the most. You can buy them in their separate pans by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Those 2 are Morocco and Fudge. You can these two, Morocco and Fudge. I'm going in with my Sigma Blending E25 brush. This is a travel size. I have the full size, but I also have 2 of these small ones because, again, extra. Why would I ever need 3 of the same brush? I don't know. I'm going to swirl it in Soft Peach, and then I'm just going to cover my entire lid. You don't have to be super fancy with your transition shade or the one that's close to your skin color. Okay, so once I have a good coat of this, I'm just gonna go into Morocco, which is this orangey brown. So I'm gonna go towards the crease of my eye, like where it folds over. And that's where I'm gonna stick the majority of my product. And just windshield wiper motions across the whole lid. I'm going back in now, and I'm just gonna keep it in that crease. I don't want it to get too crazy up high, because that's when your makeup can start looking like you have way too much. So I'm keeping a lot of it in the crease, but I'm kind of bringing it down. So after that, you're gonna take a different brush. I use the same exact brush sometimes, like it really doesn't matter, but if you're trying to be all proper. And I'm going to dip into Fudge. And then I'm going to start at the edge of my eye over here and stay in that crease that I first started off on. And if you notice, I'm not really bringing it towards the inner corner that much. I'm keeping the majority of it over here. And then once I have a lot off of my brush, I'm then moving. I dipped it into my pan one more time, and I'm keeping on the outer corner, not going higher than the crease. Okay, so once I'm done with my eyes, I like to go back into my face. So what I'm going to do next is go in with my Hoola bronzer. So I'm just going to go in with a Morphe M105 brush. I mean, the only issue is this one sheds on me like nobody's business. I mean, nobody else seems to have that problem with Morphe, so I feel like maybe it's just the brush I got. Anyway, I'll dip into my bronzer. I just stick it right here. I mean, I'm not really contouring. I'm just trying to warm up my face because I literally don't have a tan whatsoever. Usually I start towards the back and bring it to the front because you don't want to end with like a splotch right here and blend backwards. That makes no sense. You want the more shallow parts to be here. Once I'm nice and bronzed on my cheeks, I do my nose, and for so long I did this wrong. I would always go on the side, but no, you actually want to go more on the top slash side than just on the side. And then I start up here, so I just kind of have a curve right here, and then I'll follow it straight. And then I like to go at the bottom like this. So once I have my nose contoured, I like to go in with a big fluffy brush. This one's the Tarte brand. It's just a big kabuki brush. It's really, really dense. So I just take this, and I like to make sure that I don't have such a harsh line. After that, I like to apply blush. I take a Real Techniques brush. It looks like this. Swirl it in there and hit it on the edge. And I just swirl it starting from the apple of my cheek towards the back. And I don't go too crazy with my blush because I go back over it with my Rose Gold Shimmering Skin Perfector by Becca. So I'll just swirl it with the same brush and knock it off. This stuff is so pigmented. Be careful with it. So I'll just go over the same area. And as you can see, it has like a shimmer. I love that. This is when I will go do my second part of my brows. So I use the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's a brow gel that has the tiniest little brush on it. It's the cutest thing. I just go towards the middle. And this also helps you shape your brow because since it is the gel that helps hold your hairs in place, then you can kind of move them around with it. Okay, then I will go in with my favorite discovery. This is the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. Everybody's talking about this on YouTube. I mean, this has been what everybody's been using to set their makeup or to prime their face before their makeup. And I'll do it right when I'm applying my highlighter because I like it to be, you know? Okay. So usually what I'll do is I'll spray one side at a time. And then I'm going in with my Laura Geller Baked Highlighter. I got this at Ulta. Has 3 of their most popular shades in it. I'll swirl in between these two. So basically I'm just going to do swirling motions. I start here and go back. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is intense. This has quickly become my favorite highlighter of all time. And then I'll spray the other side and do the exact same thing. With this same highlighter in the Gilded Honey shade in the middle, I'll just take my finger on the tip of my nose and then I'll make an exclamation mark. So I just go down the center, the bridge of your nose. Now I'm going to go back to my eyeshadow palette and I'm going to use the same 2 colors that I used on the lid for under my lash line. So the brush that I like to use for that is the Real Techniques shading brush, which looks like this. So I'll dip it into the Morocco color, the orangey brown first. And I always start at the outer corner and go in because I like to leave this bare right here. Not bare, but have the least amount of product. So I'm going to go in right under my lash line and just smoke it out a little bit. Okay, so then I'll just go back with the brown fudge, if you will, and I'll go right towards the edge and I'll kind of stop towards my pupil. Okay, so I haven't been a big fan of eyeliner. I don't know why, I just feel like maybe I got lazy. So what I do instead is I'll take my e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush and I'll dip it into the black shade in this Anastasia kit. Why do I keep calling it a kit? It's a palette. I don't want to get too much. Just stick it in there. That's enough. This baby gets dark. And then I'll hit it off. I'm scared. And then I go super, super close to my lash line. Again, I always start on the outside corner, but it just makes it look like a more finished off version than this one, if you can tell. So obviously you guys know how to do mascara. By the way, sorry about my lighting, it keeps changing, but I'm filming this later in the day. I use the Lasso mascara. Okay, and because, like I said, I'm extra as crap, I like to go back with this Givenchy Skin Finish. My friend gave me this a long time ago. She said she didn't like it. It looks like this. When you mix them all together, it kind of gives you the perfect shade. I'm obsessed with this. I don't know if they still sell it. I've had this forever. It's called Amber Organza. So I like to go in with an e.l.f. complexion brush. It's really big. It's not as dense. And I just swirl it around really quick. I'm not like too precise with it because it's a skin finish. It's not like a dark bronzer. On to the lips. I've been obsessed with this Lancome lip gloss. It's called Mirrored Nude. The metallics are so in right now, so no wonder I love this. It's the perfect lip gloss. I mean, it's so glowy. Okay, and then the last step is to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is the old packaging. Now they have new, prettier black packaging. But this is the best mist ever, and I swear it keeps my makeup on so long. Okay. So now I'm done with the look. Thank you guys so much for logging on to my channel. I hope you guys liked this makeup look and found it to be super easy like I do. And if you end up doing this makeup look, please tag me on any social media. I would love to see it. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you in my next video. You can do so many things with this little guy.